Up or some shit?
I've been good.
You've been breathing
Yeah, that's what I thought.
for a minute.
Yes,
That's good.
just like that.
That's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
This guy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
Benson. Hi.
My
I
good-
missed you.
I ain't giving
Oh
a fuck.
shoot. I don't know
That's
if I
right,
remember the
sis.
dancey dance.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You feel me? You feel me? Everybody feel me?
No,
I
it's,
feel you. I
it's
feel
okay.
you.
This one's
Oh, it's the
good.
roof.
I
This one's
ain't
good,
giving a
right?
fuck.
I feel you.
I don't remember it.
On the roof.
I'm
Head
sorry.
up to the roof, everybody.
Ooh, ooh.
Let's go.
I'm just gonna walk just like this.
Roof, guys, roof.
Plug.
We're all in the classroom. We're all wrong. This might go serious.
In the
How
classroom,
to
in the
find my plugs.
in the
I
motherfucking
Benson.
classroom.
How you doing, boy?
Plug walk. I'm plug walking, bro.
No. Wait, put it
Everybody
down.
gonna turn to Danny's. Oh, May, you already look like a Danny.
There's this dude. Give me a microphone.
I hear everyone's mind. I have no idea what's
That's
happening
great.
because I
That's
don't know
great.
what the fuck is going on.
I have nothing to say. You guys are all beautiful, okay?
Shut up, Franco.
Okay.
Here.
Nice.
Because the classroom you get the...
Fuck off.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
you're right. You're right.
Hello?
People in the fucking main lobby
Should've
and
had some
shit.
popcorn. Los.
It's pretty dark out here.
Are you scared? Are you scared?
A little bit.
Yeah, I want to hold your
What if I am?
Just come close to Franco. He'll be okay.
Hell,
Who
I'm
were the
pretty
group
close.
sickest
That
guys?
beautiful human being, Roman.
There you go.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you, big dog.
Go right here.
Hey,
It's all you,
every
man.
day, bro.
Bro, you see that?
Oh my god.
Hello.
I ain't giving a fuck.
The fuck? What'd it do?
Is this, people?
It's a shitty fucking circle.
Jesus, I do one thing and you lick my ass every 2 seconds, Weston.
Who? Yeah, you right. Yeah.
Hey, security guy. Alright, BJ. Hey, move over to your left a little bit, huh?
Who's fucking still 10-8?
Oh, well, thanks. Thanks, Eugene.
It came just for you.
Bet you did.
Oh, Eugene, how you doing, huh?
Huh?
How you doing?
What? Sorry, I'm getting old. What? No, yeah, I'm good, man. How you doing?
Huh?
Huh?
I don't know what this guy's saying to me.
Little feet say what?
Are you
Still
mocking
3 that can
Tony?
pop in 90.
Yeah, Mr. Tony, he's saying if you want a slice of pizza.
Yeah, I don't know who's still fucking 10-8.
Oh, yeah, I'll take one.
A pizza? What a pizza this is?
Pizza? Pizza?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Where's my ass cap?
Your asshole?
No. My ass of a cap. You know? Ass captor.
Which one you got, Dean or you got Burrows?
Dean's the cap.
The Dean, the ass cap.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he said ass cap.
Yeah.
Ah! Ah!
excuse me, miss. You gotta step back.
See what you did there.
Yo, hey buddy, watch what you're saying about FIB or I'll fuck you up right here where you stand.
This is a high-profile client. I cannot afford.
Vaughn,
for
you're
anything
running your
like
mouth.
Oh!
You know, step
All right,
back
how's
and
everyone
Mr.
doing
Soprano.
today?
I will whoop your fucking
Wonderful.
ass right here where you stand.
All right.
That's good. All right, so it's no secret
Thank you,
we've been
miss.
having a lot of PDs going, a lot of problems happening in PDs in PD. You know, we're not united. We're acting like high school. We're acting like a bunch of cliques. Not even cliques amongst the precincts, but the precincts themselves are acting like cliques. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have everyone gather together, and we're just going to air it out. We're going to keep it civil. We're not going to completely bash on anyone in particular. But at the end of the day, if we don't talk about it, it's just going to keep building up, and it's going to build up until someone just breaks down. We all come here for a good time. We all come here to have fun. And with the route we're going down, it's not happening. We're not working as a team. We're all bitching about each other. And enough is enough.
Thank you.
So, you know, let's keep it organized. Let's keep it polite. You know, let's do our hand. Like I said, we're not going to single out anyone particular, but at the end of the day, we need to talk about what's going on amongst us all here. So if anyone would like to start, go ahead.
I could begin with, you know, just a main topic, you know, if everybody.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hell yeah.
It's mostly like a PD overall thing, you know, and this is an issue that I guess people have strayed from because I guess they're afraid, you know. But raising the aggressions on specific scenes, I know some people might think that, you know, I mean, us particularly like the state troopers, you know, class 2, you know, hungry, class 2 this, class 2 that, but in reality we're just trying to match the aggression that they match. So I'll give an example. Like yesterday, the Versettis were going 100 miles per hour, ramming into each other. You know, some of us might just, you know, just let it go, you know, be like, hey, they're pitting us, but not do anything. However, it was me and Billy who was like, if they want to lose their life that bad, we're gonna lose their life. And what I'm trying to get to a point is that, you know, aggression needs to match the aggression that they're putting on, because a lot of you guys don't really, you know, pick up on aggression that often. You know, like, yes, I use a class 2 a lot, but I use class 2s for a reason. I don't ever try to magnum somebody just to magnum. There's always a reason behind it. And I'm just asking, you know, just for PD overall, for me, to just think about the situations and think about the different scenes and maybe raise some aggression, because some of these motherfuckers might think it's just a cakewalk to just walk all over us, and that's not the case. For me, anyways.
So wait, how is that matching aggression, right? So say they're hitting each other, right?
I'm not talking about matching aggression. I'm talking
just said
about
that.
raising the aggression. No, I said raise the aggression. I say match the aggression.
Okay, might have misheard you then. My bad.
You're not saying escalate. You're just saying meet.
Speak
their
up,
level.
brother.
So you're not saying escalate. You're saying meet their level of aggression. Just consider what they're doing, essentially.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's your discretion on what the level of aggression, you know, you're gonna take it to. Like them ramming us at 100 miles per hour with vehicles, I'm going to, you know, take them down. I'm going to shoot them, because they're putting my life in danger using a vehicle as a deadly weapon, you know, and pitting my officers out the scene. Like, you know, you're causing harm, and I'm gonna cause harm right back. That's what I'm trying to say.
See, in that situation, though, wouldn't you want to like just disable the vehicle instead of trying to take their life? Because remember, we're here to protect and serve, not to kill them.
I mean, I'm here to obey and survive. I ain't
But
gonna lie to you.
But my question is, Franco, let me say something on that, right? If they're not gonna put our regards in the life, like our life in their regards, why are we gonna put their life in regards? You know what I'm saying? If they're gonna slam us going head on at 130 miles an hour, fuck that. They don't care about our lives. Why are we gonna care about theirs, right?
So
what he's trying to say is, if they hit you with a fucking car and you feel like it was used as a weapon, use it at your own discretion. But he's basically saying that it's common sense to know when you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, of
So
course,
as
right?
an officer, you should know when to raise the aggression. If you don't know when to raise the aggression, get the fuck back in the yellow vest. It's that simple.
So look at this. I'm not disagreeing with that, right? But I'm saying, right?
Dang.
You're saying basically, right? If they don't care about us, we don't care about them, right? But we're supposed to be more professional than them, right?
Obey and
So it
survive,
doesn't.
man.
Professionalism is not equal to valuing another life here, Franco.
Okay.
At some point, when they're using their vehicle as a deadly weapon, and literally, like, I'm gonna ask you a question. What happens when you take a car at 120 and send it into a wall? What's gonna happen to your body?
You're definitely gonna get
You're,
hurt.
you're spaghetti. So what
Oh,
happens
yeah.
when they do that with your car, which is also a very heavy, metallic, solid object? You're gonna turn into spaghetti, most likely. Seatbelt might
Definitely.
save you. You're gonna have a concussion. If they don't give a shit and they're still doing that for the sake of getting somebody out, it's just like, what are you doing? So matching that level of force is in a way going to mitigate that kind of behavior and teach people what the effect is to that cause and effect. You feel me? And with less
Okay.
people doing that in the future, we will see less common 100-mile-an-hour pits, and therefore we'll all be better for it in the ecosystem.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
How do we expect people not to pit us at 100 miles an hour when we pit them at 100 miles an hour? And that brings up my biggest issue that I've always had with PD, which is consistency outwardly. Our public image is horrible, and the reason for that is because they, on the other side, have no idea what PD they're going to get on what day from what officer, and usually it's completely different even individually. And I think the precincts, honestly, since they've come in, have only amplified that issue. And right here, we have 4 different precincts talking, and each one has a slight variation. And what that snowballs into is completely different practices in the streets. Although we adhere to the same SOPs, what actually plays out in the field is different. And I think that's something that has been repeatedly failed to be addressed from almost a year.
I feel like at the end of the day, the results are gonna be the same. You know, how you get the result is up to you. You know, hey, like me, right? For example, you know, Franco said he'll shoot tires. Me, I'll shoot the individual who's trying to ram me in the car. Other people won't even do nothing. You know, other people will probably pit the car out the way. Maybe ram the car into a wall. But if you're getting the same results, I don't. It doesn't really matter to me at the end of the day. It's just my opinion.
I feel like that just makes it more confusing for like rookies. Like when I was learning like what's protocol and like what's right and wrong in this, like, I don't know, in this police, whatever, I'm just still very confused. What's right, what's wrong? Once you've used force on what and who and what situation, like as a rookie, obviously you don't want to mess up, but it's like when you're seeing a bunch of different examples, it's kind of confusing. And I definitely agree. I think there needs to be more consistencies with departments because it's confusing.
It's a little bit of a gray area because when you start defining police work as black and white protocol, you get really weird situations. I don't remember who said it, it was a while back, but they said black and white rules in that regard, SOPs in that regard is just not the wave. It's going to confuse people. Officer discretion means after being a rookie for enough time, after being an officer for enough time, you gather enough experience to make level-headed calls on your own and operate within your parameters. There's a little bit of wiggle room, so there's room to make mistakes, but you should generally be on the right track after, substantial amounts of training.
SOPs are like a guideline, not supposed to be treated like a Bible.
Yeah.
Being an officer is all about having gray areas, you know what I mean? And everything we do is a gray area. There's a very few instances where it's black and white. So I think I was talking to you about it, Pip, where it's just SOPs should not be treated like a Bible, but as a guideline, and take the robot out of the cop and let cops be able to make decisions on their own. You're going to fuck up. It happens. We're all human at the end of the day. We make mistakes. It's if we're able to bounce back and not make the same mistakes to show that we learned from that mistake.
So, look, I agree with that as well, right? The whole black area, gray area shit, right? That's completely true. But what I was trying to basically say before, right? I've been seeing a lot of shoot first, ask question later. You know what I mean? And I don't agree with that at all. I mean, you won't see me at that scene. I promise you that. Because if I'm just shooting somebody for no reason, bro, I don't see the point. I don't think it's fair in a way either. Because you know how powerful PD is in general.
I mean, but that's your opinion, right? You just said shooting for no reason. I may have a reason that you might not see. I may shoot somebody, because hey, he rammed me or he shot my tire or this, that, and the third. You feel me? I have a lot of reasons why I should shoot somebody. I'm not gonna shoot somebody for no reason. Obviously, PD is powerful. Don't get it wrong. You know.
Here's the thing with that. If guys are going to move to a system of the officer determines his own gray area and can overrule SOPs that often, in the sense of this situation, in this situation, in this situation, I'm going to do this different than what the FOPs say just because that's my personality, then there also needs to be the aggression level of the chief and the high command that when that officer sucks at making those decisions, he's fired and turfed. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it the way where the SOPs mean something, but they don't mean something. So it's one or the other. It's we follow the SOPs as a PD, and the chief makes those decisions for the PD, and then you speak to the chief when you have a difference of opinion, or the chief gives you the ability to make your decisions in a multitude of gray areas, but he's going to hold you accountable. That's the only way to do it. So we all know here that every single cop here would make a different decision. Some of them would make too pussy of a decision, and some of them would make way too aggressive a decision that should be fired. Right? So if we're going to go that route where everybody gets to make their own decision, then we're going to start seeing people get fired, I'd hope. Because we all know out of this many people, there's going to be 4 or 5 that go way over the line every single time.
So let me go
keep
ahead.
Keep in mind that when you do, let's say you do something overly aggressive and do something that would result in a court case, you are going to be held accountable for that as well. With the new court cases coming up.
So here's the thing about that, and I'm gonna weigh in on that. What Punch just said, right? So with all these officers who think they can know how to make, decisions and shit like that, what's a decision with no fucking chain of command, right? So as a PD today, I'm gonna be real with you, and I'm gonna air it all out right here. There's no chain of command, there's no trust, there's no backbone in PD. There's no difference between being a foxtrot and an echo to a delta to tango. There's no separation towards any of it. Absolutely none. You got people like fucking, you got echoes, and I'm sorry, but if your heart hurts from what I just say, then I mean, if the shoe fits, you wear it, right? We got echoes fucking around who are supposed to be leading by example, right? But they see all these fucking echoes and shit and all these fucking, I'm gonna say it, some foxtrots fucking around like it's okay. And I'm gonna be real with you. I'm a big culprit in this. But in order for this shit to go smoothly, we need this chain of command, and we need a backbone, and we need a structure, because there's absolutely no structure within PD. Like there's nobody giving, there's no sergeants reprimanding corporals reprimanding, deltas. It doesn't go down the chain of command. It's just, oh, he did something wrong. Let's just strike him, right? So how I feel like this should be, helped with a little bit is what Chup was saying yesterday. Maybe you shouldn't be able to strike your own precinct and shit like that, but able to start having more order in PD, you get body cam footage, you get evidence, you bring it to the chief, and the chief agrees on a suspension, strike, anything like that. But until these echoes and everybody who are fucking around and not leading by example, stop and start leading by example, all these rookies are gonna come in and start acting the way that they're acting. And if you're sitting here like, wait, I'm an echo and I fuck around, then maybe this is a wake up call, because I fuck around too and I'm an echo. But everybody fucks around. So it's everybody needs to buckle down and fucking, act like we're PD, or get the fuck out. It's that simple. If this is what it takes for PD to buckle down, is to start, looking at our friends that we fuck around with on the daily and be like, hey man, maybe we should chill out. There's a sergeant here, we're just deltas. Maybe we shouldn't say, hey, fuck you to the sergeant, right? Like, there's just no structure and there's just nothing behind it. Back in the day when there was BCSO and LSPD, it meant something to be a fucking sergeant. It meant something to be a corporal. It meant something to be an FTO. But nowadays, you just have echoes running around with their fucking heads cut off, and it's ridiculous to me. It's ridiculous. So it's like everybody needs to buckle down and make a change, and these captains need to get their chain of command in fucking order, or nothing's gonna change, and everybody's just gonna keep bitching and complaining, and it's just gonna be the same shit. And we're going to be having multiple fucking meetings like this to try to get it in order, when we can all just do it ourselves, because we're all grown-ass fucking people. Like, it doesn't need to be a high school drama fest in PD. And that's all it is right now is hashtag not my fucking precinct. That shit's ridiculous, man. Because I'm sorry, but let me tell you, I've been in PD for a few chiefs now. I ain't never seen PD act out the way they're acting out now. Y'all would have never done this under Rowe, under fucking Moores, under Holbury. Nobody. I just don't under fucking stand where the chain of command just went to shit as soon as we got these fucking precincts.
That's the thing that happened, though, is we got the precincts. I'm going to say
So
it right
we're-
now, LSPD and BCSO is a better system.
But here's the thing, right? We should all, you know, be attaching to new systems, Pope. But the fact that we can't attach and adapt is kind of, you know, is kind of just like, okay, like if we can't change and adapt, put somebody in that fucking position that will change and adapt and make a difference. But if you're just holding that echo spot just to hold the echo spot for the cars and the clothes, like what is like what are you doing?
Absolutely, I agree. But
Like,
if
what are you doing?
if the hull of a ship is structurally broken, you're not going to put enough planks on it to fix it. You know, you're not going to be able to plug the holes before the ship sinks, and that's what the precincts are. There's too many moving parts. There's too many precincts that cause issues at the end of the day. That will eventually make the entire PD boat sink. So,
Hold on,
you
before
know,
I lose my train of thought. And with HOD, man, I've been in a few HOD meetings, and I'm going to point at all the captains here. There has not been one fucking meeting, right, where it's been, what can my precinct do for your precinct? What can we do to help you? What can you do to help me, right? It's been, I want my precinct to be able to drive this car with this livery or wear these clothes. Like, why are y'all trying to fix the cosmetics of PD when PD is so fucked today that, like, you're trying to just worry about what you're wearing rather than how you're doing your fucking job, right? I guarantee I can go through the last 35 reports and find 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that aren't written. And it's just like, if you're gonna be a cop, be a fucking cop. If you want to clock on to fuck off, fuck off. You feel me? Like, I'm sorry, but I gotta be blunt with it. I'm sorry. People need to start getting fired if you're not gonna do your job. It's that simple. And good to go back off of what the Mingus said about the whole hitting the car. PD needs a backbone, bro. Like, people need to realize that, all right, we're chasing them. They can't just attach 3 cars and expect for the first car to get away. You need to have a foot on, you know, I don't want to have to say this, but on this city's neck, man. We are the people that run this city. We make the city go in the loop. We are a big impact on this city. And the fact that it's even being brought up that we have to talk about aggression because we don't know from being in a rookie phase about aggression and how we should use it is kind of fucking sad that it's even a topic of discussion coming from, you know, older PD and newer PD. I don't know, man. It's just like, if everybody worried about the echoes on scene and actually, like I said, being an echo mattered, a lot of people would be acting in line. But, you know, we got, and like I said, I'm a big culprit. We got people hitting each other with cars in the fucking motor pool. We got, you know, people mouthing off to their higher ups and shit like that. That shit is not cool. It's not cool. And it's not going to make this ship smooth sail whatsoever, man. Whatsoever. So I just want y'all to think about that. You know, maybe next time you're on the scene and an echo's there and an echo tells you to do something, maybe, you know, you should do it. Maybe you should start showing your higher ups some respect. That's it.
All right, had your hand up. What do you got?
So I feel like there's having a backbone, and I'm not talking about.
Hang on. Sorry, I gotta pull the plug right fast. All right, so one thing that just happened, right? You know, so he just said a whole piece, and it was a whole hell of a lot. But there's 2 things to go about this. He says this still, then we just ignore it, move on. Like, he said a lot of problems, right? But there's no solutions that were given whatsoever. You know, so before we point off and go in a different direction, we need to talk about the problems he stated, right? You know, do they actually hold weight? Do they? That's what everyone should be asking themselves here right now, right? You know, so the problems he just basically brought forward, let's talk about one of them, right? So what is your number 1 problem right now with the PDD?
There's no chain of command.
Okay, so now, high command. This is when you guys speak, right? You know, so this is gonna follow the captains first, chief last. How do you guys feel about that? Bruce, get in the middle. Stop staying out the side.
Everybody just get in the middle and speak up.
Yeah, captains, come
Captain's
here.
in the
Come
middle, man. Come on, you guys are in the hot seat right now. Come on, let's move in. Captain's in the middle. Let's go. Let's go. Right?
Like, because to be real with you, right? We got SWAT in front of me. We got detectives. We have a gang unit, and we have, hey, Spruce, the troopers. You know, good guys. You know what I'm saying? But like, when the fuck have the detectives got with SWAT and been like, hey man, we got this case. You know, let's see if we can start moving on it. Let's put some of your officers on it. This, you know, actually having a structure and a chain and using our precincts to the best of our abilities, right? But you know, all these HOD meetings I've been in have been, I want to wear these clothes. I want to wear that clothes. I want to do this. I want to do
I'm
that.
just gonna go ahead and say this. Well, one, you haven't been to that many HOD meetings because any HOD meetings that have happened recently are not about clothes at all. That happened maybe once or twice.
So the two that y'all have had, that's it.
We've had meetings almost every day this
at
week.
least 20 meetings,
Captains
brother.
are only allowed at the meetings. You're not even allowed to come to the meetings. We've had plenty of meetings about.
So are y'all gonna sit here and contradict me when I say there's no chain of command in PD?
That's not what we're talking about.
But we're not talking about that.
meetings.
We're talking about the HOD
that.
meetings.
Okay.
Roman's working on some shit right now with the Gambettis. Guess who's gonna serve it? Swap.
Pip already
I
knows
even-
about that, and I also work with GIU closely about that.
I even have shit that I've told Roman in on it, and I've told Roman about the shit that my precinct's doing with shit they're working on.
There's a
I mean,
lot of behind
I'll
the
agree.
scenes that you don't see.
I'll agree it's a little bit slow going. From the surface, doesn't look like a whole lot's going on, but that's also kind of because it takes a whole lot to get one of these things rolling in the first place. You need some substantial buildup to get a raid or like a huge move on a big gang. You know what I mean? So some or if not that, a lot of cases honestly fall through because they don't have enough reasoning or enough evidence or XYZ backing it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. We don't tell people about who we're gonna hit because we don't know what's gonna get out. I'm gonna just say it right now. Spruce shouldn't have said that. He really shouldn't have. But shit happens.
You know, true. He has a point. Definitely has a point. The big point, though, he's trying to, sit there and show weight. But it is understandable. So hearing that, though, Dean, does that calm you a bit, or is there another point that you want to sit there and bring forward about the leadership issue? It sounds like they're talking pretty actively behind the scenes. It sounds like they're working behind the scenes.
Now, I'm not saying this is straight up just HOD's problem, but I'm talking about HOD letting their echoes and, everybody run around with their heads cut off. There's no structure. Like, what do you... are you honestly going to sit here and tell me that there's a structure of command right now?
Well, hang on. So one, you got to dial back the negativity a little bit, right? So the big thing here is, right, and then where is this headless chicken that you're talking about? You have to give an example. So what are they allowing that's happening right now?
A bunch of SBS shit. Wait,
okay, so now we're getting to the point. That's perfect. Hang on. So we're getting to the point now, right? So SBS, right? So to the captains, and this is from my side. I know I'm just as bad at it. I know just as Ghost is bad at it, just as Putz is bad at it. All three of us are already on our ass that, hey, we're just as bad as a lot of the officers here and all of us as overall. We all need to cut back on the SBS shit. We were a lot harder on that back in the past, and I heartily apologize to everyone here for how shitty I've been with it as well. It's like, because it hurts immersion, hurts people enjoying their overall role. But at the same time, captains, do you guys agree that you guys should be harder in regards to the officers under each and every one of you when it comes to SBS shit? Yes or no?
100%.
Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna say that's something we need to start cracking down on.
I also have a short rebuttal. I don't think that there is no command structure, Dean, because you're staring at 4 captains, you're staring at a couple sergeants and corporals. We have a command structure. People are not utilizing it properly is the issue. The command structure is not being used properly. It exists. It is there. It's not being used.
So
we're going through the problem though right now. We finally got a good solid problem labeled, and it's the SBS shit within the precincts.
Yeah.
That was the first good solid problem that was basically thrown forward right there. And hey, we all know, we all going to take it into consideration. Everyone here needs to do better.
Because I suck with acronyms, can I, and I'm not doing this to put anybody on the spot, can I get an example, even if you didn't see it, of SBS shit so I know what to look out for?
The monkey suit that you're wearing, SBS shit.
Okay. Okay, don't be a monkey. All right.
Yeah, don't be a monkey.
Fights in the motor pool.
Stop hammering people. Stop
Okay.
doing
Each other
stupid
for
shit. That's literally
fun.
what it means.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so all of us need
Blindfolding each
overall
other while
stop doing
driving,
stupid-
all that shit.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it needs
Yeah.
to be more focused on RP than just get out.
It is kind of
Blindfolding while
funny in
flying a
Airwalk, but I
helicopter.
agree.
Yeah, fuck you.
Look, I can tell you from DPD standpoint, right? We are super high on professionalism, right? I can say within our company, we have a chain of command because, our sergeants, our corporals are there for a reason. Like I said, personally, I think our precinct has a chain of command that works. Everybody comes to us when there's a problem. If we can't solve the problem, we come to our captain. And if the captain can't solve it, it goes to the chief.
Well, right now we're keeping the conversation to the captains right now, but good to hear that. But at the same time, this is everyone critique, and good on you, Dean, for bringing that up because all of us need to do better, regardless. So, I'll be the first one, cast first one. I wholeheartedly apologize to everyone here for my hammer abuse and being
And me
weird
too,
as much
me
as I
too.
normally do.
Sorry, I was a
Yeah.
monkey.
Me too.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
fucking
no,
monkey.
well, listen, I'm sorry that I said that y'all don't meet up and shit like that and say that your precinct doesn't do it, because maybe you do it behind the scenes. What I'm trying to say is like that the SBS shit, no captains come down on their echoes and echoes don't come down on their deltas and shit like that, down the chain of command, the actual chain of command. Alright? So it just, I don't know, just something needs to fucking change or PD's gonna be the same.
So, let me ask you this, right? And this is something you and I talked about a while ago. Do you want to go back to where if you're a Delta, you got to talk to a corporal first? If you're a corporal, you got to talk to a sergeant first? If you're a sergeant,
He
you
ain't
got to talk to a
bitching
lieutenant
about that
first?
though, brother. That's the thing. He's bitching about people sitting there just doing stupid shit. He wants the stupid shit in the PD overall to dial back. And I can tell you now, all of us do it just about, so it's like, hey, all of us need to do better.
So
It's about
is
who to talk to. Do
is
better.
one of the
Hold everyone
solutions
accountable.
that any captain can discipline any member, even from another precinct?
No,
Is
so here's how I think it should go, right? You see somebody doing some dumb shit, you tell them to stop, they don't stop. All you say to them, you look at them and say, I'll be talking to your captain. You get the captain, you get the chief, you get the captain from your precinct if you want to, if you're an echo and you're trying to, strike somebody from another precinct. You sit in the office, you send them your body cam. The chief watches it while you're sitting right there to decide and mediate the strike. If chief thinks he should be striked, then he should be striked, and explain to the captain of the strike person why. If he doesn't think he should be striked and thinks it's a verbal warning, explain to the captain of the person trying to strike. It's just like there's just nothing to it.
I don't hate it.
I'm going to give it a try.
Chief?
If that's how the captains want to do it, we can do it like that. We've just been doing it the previous way was because at the time of when we first started the precincts, Eduardo wasn't that active as a chief, so that's just how we did it.
The problem I see from the outside looking in, just hearing all this, is let's say Pip is a captain. I'm assuming he's a captain. I don't actually know, but let's say Pip is a captain. Obviously, for his precinct, he picked a bunch of people he likes and he enjoys. So now, when those people do something SBS, it's a lot harder for Pip to sit there and discipline somebody he likes rather than somebody he doesn't know at all. You know what I mean? So that's what I think might be one of the cruxes of the problem that we want to address. And it sounds like his solution of two captains and you being in the room would address it, because now Pip can't say, listen, I'm just going to talk to you, even though it's the fourth time I've talked to you. Now you'd be the chief sitting there going, we already had this issue once, do something about it. No? Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I see it as kind of
accountability.
Yeah, what the Italian guy said.
Now, one thing I like to sit there and toss out there, everyone in this circle and spot up here, I've made out a very bold announcement today bringing up suspension. Everyone needs to be okay with that. It's a good defining moment for you and RP at the same time, right? No one wants to sit there and obviously go through a suspension, because a 2-day suspension, for example, that's a long time, right? But at the same time, it's a good time for you to learn, and mature at the same time. It's a good check and balance as well. People shouldn't be getting their OC feelings hurt and shit like that over getting suspended, for example, right? Me stepping into the old judge platform, for example, to hold a lot of you guys accountable for the dirty shit, etc. too, I'd be okay with it, right? It's like, hey, I got suspended for a week. It's what it is. Doesn't mean you're fired from the PD, because everyone here knows as well. When you're unfortunately fired from the PD, well, it's pretty much like the death of that character at the same time, and it sucks. No one wants to really go through that. But hey, that's the last case scenario kind of thing right there, right? So do know, captains, you guys need to be holding your people accountable as well. Being suspended necessarily isn't the end all be all. I know it might be hard to suspend your best friend, whatever the hell, but if it is what it is at that point in time, they fuck out.
I think it's a good opportunity because it does replicate a lot of stuff in the Matrix. I just think it gives us an opportunity as well to utilize like an internal, affairs type of thing. Because in a Matrix PD, if you fuck up, but then you go to your internal affairs and you say, "Hey, yo, I just did the big dumb," they say, "Yeah, you did the big dumb, but let's work through it together," and then it goes to a court case. If you've got your I's dotted, your T's crossed, then your precinct generally has your back and will try and protect you as much as they can if it goes to court. If, however, you haven't owned up to your big dumb and then it goes to court, then you're on your own and you're going to get whatever gets slammed at you by court. So I think it offers that like RP from PD perspective with our precincts and our captains, if you own up to your dumb.
Yeah, own up to you, stupid. What she said. All right. So we beat the hell out of this whole, let's cut off the SBS stuff. We beat the hell out. We got a little bit of a game plan. That's some more or less captain's lead
Captains and the
afterwards
chief has a
about this.
plan. Yeah.
Yep. So Dean, next point.
I just want to say though, I think body cam is a little bit excessive with a complaint. I understand though it takes away a lot of the he said, she said type of stuff, but you should be able to have a conversation, especially at that high of a rank, about something that happened without needing to get footage of it.
No, if you ain't got body cam, doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, he said, she said bullshit goes so far through the city. So I mean, it's up to the captain.
But he said she said's roleplay though, bro.
He said, she said. I mean, it's up to y'all. Like I said, I don't care if y'all want body cam. Cool.
Yeah.
Y'all don't,
Oh,
whatever.
hang on though. We're gonna go round and round and beat the hell out of this, right? Captains, you guys need to reflect on this. Take the time as well after this meeting to reflect, right? We can go round and round. It's not gonna solve anything. We all have time. We don't be here all evening, right? Next point, Dean. What you got? Well,
the whole, it doesn't really mean anything to be an Echo. To be honest with you, that needs to change as well. Yo, Franco, do you feel any different being an Echo from a Delta rather than just clothes and cars?
Completely honestly, bro, nah.
Exactly. Let me ask another sergeant. Any other sergeants in here that feel any different than when they were a Delta rather than just being able to drive different cars?
I mean, shit, I could hold my car by now.
I hate you, Dominguez. I fucking hate you.
The only
my
difference
boy.
I can put out there,
I can hold my car.
the only difference I can really put out there is having more responsibility,
cool,
man.
but like I said, I thought it'd be a whole different world, being an Echo. It's, but
So Dean, what do you think's changed now compared to back when it was LSPD and BCSO for the Echoes?
that going your Echoes to where, like, I don't know, it actually meant something, bro. Like it.
You gotta also understand we have 900 more spaces. When there were only 2 different precincts, all you're gonna have in the supervisor role is cream of the crop. Now you have 30 different ones. There's gonna be, an easier time to get into those spots, but they have to be filled in at some point. So not a lot of people are going to reflect the same level that you're used to from back then.
At the same time, can you give us examples of like what is the problem right now? Again, I still don't really understand the problem. Yeah, you can say I don't feel the same. I get that, but I need an example to kind of understand, right? I understand what you're saying because I've always been one of the loudest individuals in PD say I don't really care about rank, right? But at the same time, I'm going to tell you, how would you make it different? I guess I could sit there and say, what would give it weight for you?
Honestly, man, look, I think Echoes just don't get the respect they deserve. If I'm being completely honest,
because there's no chain of command. There's no
You keep
punishment.
saying there's no chain of command, but
there's no punishment. There's nothing to it. If an Echo fucks up, they fuck up, and it's a little slap on the
Man
wrist.
just starved to death. You've been AFK that long, bro.
Oh my
Oh,
I
man.
respect it.
Oh, look, I'm also not saying there's not a chain of command. What I'm trying to say simply is there's no fucking respect for us, like, or towards us.
Okay,
'Cause
so
I'd
hang
say
on,
something
hang on,
to
hang on.
disregard it.
So if you tell someone not to do something,
Yeah, they'd
They
still go
don't
ahead
have to
and do
listen,
it.
is what your issue is.
Basically, yeah.
I have a question.
I'm gonna keep
Hang
it a
on, we're
buck.
going around
One
and
at a
around
time,
and
one at a
around.
time.
Hang on. So the big thing that I'm hearing right there, right? So this falls back in the SBS thing a little bit. This kind of goes hand in hand, right? From what I'm hearing, right, Dean, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this kind of sweeps right back into the SBS thing. The SBS thing gets nipped in the butt by the captains right now. Sounds like your issue with the echo
All
thing.
right,
'cause
I'm
you guys are about
316,
empowered
shoot,
them.
whatever. All right.
Say what?
It is what I'm 316. I'm saying the same thing. Okay, I'll move on. We can move on from it.
Okay, there we go. All right, perfect. All right, next point. What do you got?
Hey man, I'm good.
You're
That was
good.
it.
100%. You got a lot to say yesterday, brother. This is time to speak now. You got anything else in your mind? So
Hey, man, it is what
SBS,
it
that's the
is.
main point you want to stop.
Yeah.
I have a question.
I actually have something to go with the chain of command type of stuff. I think the issue is that the echoes from precinct to precinct are treated very differently. Like the accountability we have from each precinct is very different. Like if an echo fucks up in DPD, for example, we can 100% guarantee that Gomez is going to be on our asses about it in some aspect. Like we will get a reprimand for it. However, if there's a echo that fucks up in another precinct, we're probably going to have some bullshit come back to them like, oh, I can see that there's a problem on both sides of this thing, to get away with them not actually having a reprimand, so they don't learn from the situation that they might not have handled it that well. So that's where I'm starting to see that echo doesn't really mean a lot, and that's why there's not a lot of authority in being an echo, because they can get away with not being a leader.
Yeah, that goes back to the thing we were talking
I think
about
the
the captains
were
being
talking
friends
about
with
new
the people
system,
below them. Yeah,
you know, that they were gonna try and implement.
and now there will be 2 captains and a chief,
the
hopefully,
chief.
in the room.
Yeah.
And that will stop the captain from being like, well, Eugene's
There's
my
a check
buddy,
and
so
balance.
I'm just going to warn him again for the 8th time. You know what I mean?
Can I? Why don't we have an internal affairs department instead of like roping? I just see this like bogging the chief down like crazy. So they're gonna bring the chief in on every complaint that's happened with like a Delta unit. I mean, internal affairs and like out there literally it's the state versus you. If you get caught fucking up, like you have less rights than a regular civilian. I mean, you know this, butts. So it's like internal affairs will breathe down your fucking neck. Like, why don't we have a internal affairs unit that looks
Difference
That's
between
a lot.
realism.
That's a lot for us
real-
to build off volunteers, though, man. That's the big thing, right? You know, no one's gonna sit there and say, "Well, I'm making this, and that." I don't know anyone's who's gonna be down for that kind of job, 24/7 or whatever the hell. You know, there might be.
If they are down for it, it's probably going to be kind of a bit of a rank chaser position, you know? But
right.
What if they fuck up?
Excuse me,
Yeah.
buddy. Do you got any water?
Yeah. So
I think sadly that's what the chief signed up for.
Whatever.
If
That's
the
what I was
chiefs,
gonna
if the
say.
chiefs, and sorry to keep using
Alright,
you,
I'm gonna
Eugene,
pass
as an
out,
example, but
need some
if
water if
the
anyone's
I
got
think
the
I
chief's
understand how many
pissed
problems
off,
I answer.
yeah, if the chief's pissed off that he keeps having to waste his meetings over Eugene, then he's going to hammer Eugene. Eventually, it's going to move from a suspension to a firing. That will be the accountability, I think. But yeah, a whole nother section. We need cops on the street, not 6 cops assigned to internal affairs. That would be my view.
Pass out. You know this.
Sir, shut up. Like seriously, shut the
This
fuck
falls
up.
back on the captain's skin. Captain, is everyone okay? You
And
know,
there's a
sit there
vending
saying it?
machine in the basement.
All right, we're good. We're good. All right. So moving forward, does anyone else want to sit there and talk about the PD right now? Anyone else? This time you sit there, air out your dirty laundry. If anyone goes OOC or has OOC feelings, well, I'll just ban you for being a bitch. All right.
I've got a
Fred.
bigger
Oh,
one.
wait.
I got a few things too.
All right. Well, Fred raised his hands first before y'all said anything too crazy.
Fucking
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
That's fun.
I think more often.
Leave him.
Sorry, go ahead. All right. More often than not, we're too aggressive than we are too pussy. We should be reactionary to what the criminal or the civilian is doing, and extend the scene. I see a lot of times people get into like a foot chase. They're instantly cuffed. They're instantly tased. They break cuffs. They're instantly tased. They're instantly cuffed. Or if you disable a vehicle, that criminal is stuck there, even if they have a class 2. Recognize that they have somewhere between $250,000 and $3 million on their back. They probably want to keep it. You disable their vehicle, you're forcing them to now get out and either surrender or shoot you, and they're probably going to shoot you. Recognize life as well. Pillbox costs $3,000 and you're out of there in 5 seconds. And I feel like a lot of times we just like put a hard stop on the scene because we know we're going to send them to Pillbox, we're going to get them sent off to book and and everything. But it's like in reality, if I get destroyed by a carbine, I'm gonna be in the hospital for a while, and it's not just gonna cost me 3,000. So like, just recognize life, let things extend naturally a little bit, and just give warnings before you do things. Give warnings before you tase, before you shoot tires. I don't think you should really be shooting people, even if they're ramming you at 100 miles per hour. You can disable a vehicle before you need to shoot them and down them.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
That's got to be a Chiefs call. I know that was before you came, Eduardo. The conversation about if people ram you, should you go lethal immediately or should you just shoot tires? That's got to be a Chief decision. I don't think it should be individual. Obviously, if you feel your life's in danger, you're going to do something. But that falls back to the 4 in front of me and the Chief. They're going to judge you for that, right? And
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys. If you guys start getting lenient on that, the crims are gonna fully abuse it. That's the one thing I'm gonna tell you.
They will.
So you guys, I'm gonna fully disagree with Fred and Mr. Whatever that dude's name over there is.
Franco.
Because if you give leniency on that, it's gonna be an every scene thing. The reason why they stop right now is they know, hey, you're gonna get the shit kicked out of you if you sit there and start, slinging fucking Lambos doing 150 into the PD cars. So I have my meetings with all the criminal leads. I said, if you do this, you are gonna literally get the shit slaughtered out of you. So hey, you want to sit there and give them ground, go for it. But hey, that's y'all's call.
I would just say be reactionary with it. If they're interfering, that's up the aggression, obviously. But if it's like a one-on-one chase, give them a clean chase. If they're giving you a clean chase, that's just how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm cool with that.
That boils down to, like I've always said, if an 80 starts, you're doing the 80, the suspects have another vehicle come into the chase, they come in, they pit the officer, then they leave. They come back, they pit the officer. That's when you get more units, because they're doing actual pits. If they're not ramming, if they're doing actual pits, you get 3 more officers to come on, and they start their own 80 off. Now, 100%, if they're literally not even pitting, they're just sending that vehicle at 180 into your cruiser, disable it. Shut that vehicle down. That's something I've said from day one of being.
yeah, hearing it again, I'm kind of with it. If the person decides he's going to join the pursuit and ram you at 180, he deserves aggression.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, yeah, balance that with realism, obviously, but he
Vehicle
does
became a weapon,
Yeah, he deserves aggression if he's going to join.
And I just say we implemented a new system today in regards to cops going OD on crims. That's the whole reason Eduardo is stepping back and into the court type of role. That's the whole reason I'm stepping back and into the Godfather type of role. It's for accountability on crims going too far or
I'm
cops
stepping
going too
forward
far.
into the monkey.
Motherfucker.
SPS motherfucker.
You gotta let that monkey shit go.
Already a monkey.
Oh!
What do you mean by that?
Oh my.
Oh, whoa, we didn't mean it that way, buddy.
What the fuck?
Hey, what you say?
Oh, Rob Fuse, that you?
Hey man, don't miss your meeting.
Rap Fuse, my man.
I knew he was here.
In spirit.
Anyways, back on
All
topic.
right, next issue. I think we settled those both.
Yeah, I got a question.
No, Newman's actually had his hand up for ages.
Go for it.
Okay, I just want to point out, if like a WTO, has reasons to strike someone, right? I don't think a captain or like a assistant captain should overthrow them, because at the end of the day, they're doing their jobs. It's WTOs. Like, I don't think you should overthrow rank. And just like,
Oh, we talked about this in the captain's meeting. You're good.
Yeah, it's
talked
been.
about it?
Yeah, it's handled.
Okay, I just want to throw that out.
Perfect.
All right.
All right, Pip.
I want to dial back to Franco's point a little while ago. Franco, question. You said to me that you had a situation where you asked somebody not to do something of lower rank than you, and they continued to do it.
Yeah.
What stopped you from handling that?
Oh, I don't get me wrong. I definitely handled it, but thing is, right? Why wouldn't they listen to me the first time?
If
You know what I
that's
mean?
an issue, if that person has an issue submitting to authority and following a proper chain of command, you need to have that conversation with their higher up, make that known, so that if it happens in the future, more discipline is issued up until their, unfortunate termination if it gets that bad. But I find it, very unlikely for someone to fuck up over and over and over to the point where they have to be fired, because be a couple steps down the line. But yeah, I feel like that's not gonna be something that frequently happens if you nip it in the bud the proper way and follow the proper chain of command with that person's precinct.
Of course.
Like if that shit happens over here, I beg you, if somebody with this uniform on does some stupid shit or doesn't listen to you, I will rip him a new one, 100%. I don't fuck around with that.
And Pip,
moving forward, let's try to foster a healthy PD where we actually follow the chain of command properly.
I'll have the chain of command.
All right, perfect. Pip, as much as I love your ASMR voice, that's the same chain of command thing. We need a new thing, okay? A new thing.
Yeah.
Okay? That could be a one-on-one conversation after with him. Let him know you got his back. But, well, we got 35 people here. Who's got a
40 actually?
40. Who's step up with your arms out if you got something that's bothering. Oh, there you go, behind me, Luna.
Okay, so I know we've been like breaking down on like obviously the higher chain of command and stuff, which is
Come to the
fine.
middle. Come to the middle.
Okay. I know
Wait,
we've
is
been
that the
talking.
girl you're smashing?
No, geez, why are people saying
SBS,
that?
SBS, SBS.
10-3. 10-3.
I was just
All
gonna
right.
say we're talking a lot about the higher chain of command. I already brought this up to Dean in the little meeting we had, but I don't have a lot to say about higher because I've just gotten here. But I can say a lot about being a rookie and how we're treated. It's horrible. We get treated like ghosts. I mean, like, especially as a green vest, it is impossible to get an FTO. There will be 10 FTOs on duty, doubled up, riding around. You'll ask for an FTO. Isabella literally sat there for like an hour, 2 hours, never got an FTO. When there was at least 5 FTOs in that room with Dean there. Like, what are the FTOs doing? It's horrible. Like, you guys are horrible. I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys got trained to be FTOs. And on top of that, like, when I was getting FTO'd, the FTOs didn't even know how to FTO me. Like, if I didn't have prior experience to being a police officer, I would have no fucking idea what I was doing. Like, there needs to be like FTO training. You need to break down on the FTOs something. Because first off, FTOs don't want to approach you. You have to approach them. They don't like want to help you. They ignore you. It's just really bad. Like, you get the same exact people trying to help you when there's 20 other FTOs that could help you. It's just really bad.
So Luna.
Yes, sir.
If cases like that happen, right? You would come up to me and you'd let me know what FTOs you would come up to that are denying to train you. You know what I mean? Like,
I will.
that's something
I will
can
say
handle.
for Luna, I've seen that a ton of times in the garage too, where an FTO stands there. Back when we had, I forget his name now, but the nicest old guy ever. And people, FTOs would be Ford a car rolling around like I ain't fucking taking them, right? So I don't know.
Also add, we've bitched about FTOs for 3 years, and still, I don't
the
know why we
same
still have
point
the
that
FTO
I mean, we're
thing.
just the backbone of the next
For 3 years.
generation, and they're just not
It
doing
literally has
anything.
been the same bitch for 3 years.
It's
Me
been the same
personally,
point
get
for
rid of the
3 years.
FTO. If you're an officer, you're an officer. You know, it's like, fuck, we didn't have it when we first started, but it's literally beating a dead horse.
Does a FTO want to make a quick comment on that?
Yeah.
I mean, I can
Well,
say as
I
an
will.
head FTO, we are having a meeting soon about improving our system as, for cadets. We just need to plan that meeting and, focus on doing academies and stuff to push cadets in better, if that makes sense.
Academies again.
I mean, it doesn't have to be academies, but a better process for them than sitting around and doing nothing.
And
So-
some sort of training.
Can I say something real quick?
One second. There's a girl with hands up in the back. I want to let her since she's asking nicely.
May. Or Sefi. Both of you.
Sefi.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Maybe.
Okay, I mean, my concerns aren't like huge, and it's not really on the FTO subject.
Oh, can we wait then till the
Let's
FTO one
stick
stuff?
Yeah, 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 that's fine.
Yeah. All right.
And it's Sefi.
So
Sefi?
I'm speaking for Vespucci here. Hazel came with a brilliant idea, and this is going out to all the other head FTOs. Hazel and myself are currently in process of making a FTO handbook. So anything you're not sure of, anything you're unsure of, anything that you think that you need to touch up base on, there's going to be like a handbook, and also some training as well. Because I feel like people are like, you could come over to and you could be like, oh, are you an FTO? Oh, you're not an FTO? Okay, I'm going to make you an FTO, and that's it. And you're just expected to kind of ride the wave of knowing what you're doing.
Okay.
I did say to a couple of rookies, can't remember who
many-
it was. He turned around and he was like, I've came over to so many FTOs and they've turned around and they've said, oh, I'm not FTOing right now. I've told them any rookie that does that, get their name, even get their, their number.
and go to your head FTO, go to the chain of command and say, I've gone over to this person, they told me they can't be bothered to FTO, and then they need to be dealt with.
Okay.
If that is happening. There needs
I
to
get
be,
it. It's
yeah.
both sides, and I just want to say, like, for you guys, I know there's a hands up. I'll ask in a sec, but it sounds like the head FTOs and the FTOs are trying to fix it. But yes, it's been a 3-year problem, and the rookies, to be fair to them, they've had enough of being ignored, and we've seen it for the last 3 years. We've seen it, right? So it's something that obviously the chief has to decide on. I think the chief needs to sit down with the rookies, and the chief needs to sit down with you guys and decide if that's still a thing or not, or if he's giving it one last chance. That's my opinion. But we'll let the guy first with his hand up go, I guess. Is that right?
Yeah. So honestly, what I was going to say is a handbook, as nice as it would be, I don't think it's necessary. Like, we all know what we should be doing to teach them.
No, we don't.
You just need to find
Case
a
in
way
point, the echoes.
to get the FTOs to want to help for rookies.
So what is the problem with having just every officer that is out of his full training be allowed to train another rookie? What's the is it just a rank? Is it just a staple on your shoulder, or is it something bad happens there?
It's more like you don't want another rookie training another rookie because if they're right, say you have a.
But if he got out of his vest, he's not a rookie, right?
It's not a rookie.
He's made it.
Franco, they're talking about officers. So something I brought up even back when I was the captain was about getting rid of FTOs altogether and making once you become an officer once you become an officer or a deputy, you're automatically an FTO, and then pretty much that'd be it. But a lot of people, can't remember who it was, a lot of people I brought it up to, they didn't like the idea of it because their biggest thing was, well, rookie sheets will get leaked and then they'll just start ping chasing exactly what they need, was the response I always got for why people didn't like the idea.
I mean, they're already leaked.
Can I speak in regards to back in the day, in the beginning of PD, it was exactly how Toom kind of explained it. In the very beginning of PD, there was no FTO tag. That was just, you know, okay, you just ride with someone, you kind of learn, and you go from there. But paired with that, there was a lot of firings and that sort of thing. So, me personally, if you do go to a no FTO system, you do have to hold them accountable. You do have to, the chain of command has to hold them tight. You know what I mean?
So,
but Spruce,
my thing, right, this is kind of like towards all the captains. Everybody in your precinct does not need to be an FTO. Scott Smith, love him to death. No, he's not going to be an FTO. Dominguez, I love him to death, not going to be an FTO. Billy Bob, not going to be an FTO.
It'd be great.
Don't force people to make FTOs. What about me? You can be an FTO, Banks, but don't force people to be FTO. Look, just like that. Boom. Banks, not an FTO. Don't force people to be FTOs because that's
Not saying force them, yeah. We're not saying force them. We're just saying why do they need the rubber stamp of the FTO patch? What does that provide?
Spruce, it's not about forcing people or anything like that. But as Dominguez said, for example, you're saying Scott Smith and Dominguez shouldn't be FTOs. But Dominguez literally just stated how some PD need to be more aggressive. So, at the same time, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea if an officer rides with Dominguez or Scott so they can see how to up the aggression. That's not what I'm saying. I understand that, obviously.
Listen,
We've
I
already
believe in
spoken about things like this. But all I'm simply saying is, anyone can be an FTO. I mean, at the end of the day, we all know right from wrong. It's like I say to two rookies that are standing around. Two yellow vest rookies. Go in a car together. You know technically right from wrong. Mark yourself 10-8 and just do traffic stops. We're not idiots here. We're all adults for the most part.
Well, then in
all
my
know
view,
right
if
from wrong.
they're good to do that, they should be good to hop in with, you know, the guy to my right here that's not wearing a vest. But the guy with his hand up over there in the blue vest, it's about to fall off. Let's ask him.
Yeah. So the reason that FTOs don't FTO is because when I've seen it time and time again, where an FTO comes in, they're eager for the first month or two, and then they get burnt out. So the reason why making every officer an FTO is a good idea, but also going off Hazel's handbook, those are your solutions. Make everyone an FTO, but give them a reference sheet so they're comfortable actually teaching the material, so they have something to do it with. The only thing that's going to do is going to make FTOs more available. If you don't want an FTO, guess what? You don't have to, because we don't do it anyways. If you're an FTO, it doesn't mean shit. Head FTO really doesn't mean shit either. I'm going to be honest. But the thing is that we want to increase FTO availability while decreasing FTO burnout. That was the whole idea behind the suggestion I made, which was a PD Academy, but that also has its own flaws. But this is the best system, is a handbook, is a reference point, and everyone being able to do it. That way the people that want to do it can do it with the minimum amount of stress to them because other people want to do it.
Okay. Australia?
I was going to second that. The academy idea that's been floated is something that is just way too big of a goal right now for FTOs.
It
You
is,
need
yeah.
to start looking at it at a smaller thing.
It's too big
of
for the city right now.
revamping- Yeah, we need to
can I
start
add
looking
something
at
on
it like
that?
as a smaller
sorry.
thing right now.
Okay. Yellow Vest, we're
I
almost
had-
wrapping this one up too. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, Australia. You had one more thing?
What I was gonna say is I've actually talked about it. Like the head FTOs at the moment have no structure within themselves. So if they want to do a project, they currently don't have anyone that they go like, "This is you should project manage this." They kind of go like, "Hey, this is something that we should do," and then it's like left. No one takes
And
lead of it.
I'm not saying that the head FTOs disappear. There's still always going to be somebody that needs to decide how the sheet works, how the process goes.
Hang
and
on,
how
no,
long.
hang on, bossman. We got to sit here and keep moving because we're about an hour into this now,
Yeah.
right? You know, so the big thing is, sorry for people who didn't get to speak on this FTO issue right now, right? But now you guys, I highly advise you guys to speak to your captains. It sounds like there's a lot of
Not gonna
FTO
get the solution right
uneasiness
now.
and stuff like that for us to sit there and talk about at a later time. Now we're trying to air out dirty laundry right fast, right? So at this point in time, is there anyone else that wants to sit there, cast a stone out, air out your dirty laundry, say some shit, right? You know, this time you sit there and do it. If someone has something,
So we've done chain of command and we've done FTO.
Right.
Next.
I think the first is May. I think you're the first one that I saw with hands up.
Yeah, mine's quick. I just the only thing I've noticed in the last couple weeks is the like it's really not hard to communicate on the radio. If you hear someone talking, just try to talk over them. There was a situation this morning where we were, like kind of ambushed, and everyone was just like, "Oh my god, news! Oh my god, oh they're over here!" Like nobody's gonna understand where the fuck you are if you say over here. We don't know where you are. Like, obviously we know there's class 2s. It's already been said. Like you can say, obviously somebody's spotted with a class 2 on their back. Leave it at that. Give updates of where they're at. If they start shooting, shots fired, whatever the case may be. But when there's 9 people on the radio talking, it's overstimulating with sirens and cars driving and gunshots going off. You can't understand where your people are at, who's down, what's going on. So, I mean, that's just an example. But there's been other times where people just are on the radio talking about shit that doesn't matter or isn't related to any sort of calls going on.
So
I mean,
May, when shit like that happens, right? You 10-3 radio and tell the officers that are involved in that situation to have one officer speak and tell them what's going, and ask them what's going on. You know what I mean? That's why we have the whole. You're able to do that. You know what I mean? Technically, anybody's able to do that, right? If you can't fucking get clear comms of what's going on, 10-3 and have one person speak.
But shouldn't I fall on the echoes that are on the scene?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, it's gonna be echoes all the time too. So hey, speak up on the room too.
Well, I mean that's fair, but also the scene I'm talking about, me and Stone were on scene of a 911 that was a fake 911 about class 2s being at movies, and me and Stone were up on the roof, and I was like, okay, I spotted somebody with a class 2. There is somebody with a class 2, and then I'm not gonna say any names, but someone else on was just like, oh my god, I'm being shot, and just wouldn't get off radio, and like it's things like that where it's like, I know it can be a high stress situation, but like we just need to remember to gather ourselves and like give the information correctly and not talk over people, because then it just gets hectic. That's all I'm saying.
Was that the scene at the movie set? Me
Yes.
and Tomb had to
Movie set,
come
yeah.
10-3 people.
Yes.
Everybody?
10-4. 10-4.
Okay. So try to
Did
improve
you
on that,
speak with this
guys.
person directly?
Huh?
Yeah.
Did you speak with them directly after the scene?
Because I didn't know where they went, and I think that I didn't know if they had talked to Tomb or not. It was the one.
Fair
in
enough.
here.
The crux of that is everybody's here to hear it. Try to be careful on the radio. Listen to the 10-3s. Know that other people need to talk and get their emergencies out too. When you think you have a priority, talk. But if you don't have a priority, let the one conversation go and go. That's about
There
it,
was someone
right?
next to me who had their hands up. I forgot who it was. Yeah, come on forward, boss man. Let's go. What you got?
Copied
Air
you with a
out the
fucking eye
shit.
patch. All right.
Alrighty, fellas. Day one being a cadet.
Oh my god.
Holy shit! Take it out of your mouth, buddy. Take it out of your mouth.
Listen. I want to make sure everybody.
He's saying it with his chest. Everybody listen.
Does everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Am I too loud?
Way too
Yeah,
loud.
we definitely can hear you, brother. My mother heard you.
Stand over there.
Listen. Since being a cadet day one, communication in the department is fucking god awful. You will not hear anything that happens in any meeting unless you hear it mouth to mouth. If you don't talk to a lot of cops, you may never hear something for days. Work day is never used. I mean, you get one announcement a month, right? Obviously, we can't, forgive me, we can't use Discord for any announcements between PD. That's a city decision. I respect it. But other than that, there's no way anybody can know any big information. For example, we have 50 cops. If the other half of PD is not here, they will probably not even know that this meeting ever happened. So any information that we have in this meeting, half our cops are not going to know about it because there's no way for us to properly communicate through messages, through emails, anything. Like you said, Workday is used like once a month for barely anything. I feel like we need a maybe tab on our police roster for more announcements or something that won't clog up Workday or something, but communication between departments, between people, captains to lower.
You would like meeting notes to go out.
Something that, because I know there's a lot of times I've heard stuff just by chance because captains are communicating with their departments or etc. I've been with somebody, riding with somebody, say, hey, did you hear about this? I said, no. I did not hear about that. And it was talked about 3 or 4 days ago. And sometimes it's some big shit, sorry for the language, that everybody needs to know, but only half the people have heard.
Okay. I think that can be fixed in multiple ways. More workday announcements coming out for PD, or the captains should be going back to their precincts when they know they have guys that missed this meeting and letting everybody know when they see them. I don't think it needs the re-addition of Discord. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I'm sorry. I know you probably weren't asking for that, but that's a decision we made outside of city, and Discords just need to start going. And PD has always been the forefront to that, to lead the way, and now EMS just took it on. But there are solutions in place. Workday was a huge project for Chris, and it's here, and it can be utilized. There's spreadsheets that can be added to the system. There's web pages that can be added to the system. And then we can fall on our captains and sergeants to make sure when they're here at these meetings, they see 2 rookies they didn't see at the meeting. They sit them down and they say, this is what I expect from you. This came up at a meeting. These are my expectations. I think it kind of falls into the same thing. To me, anybody else think different?
Damn, great speech. Great speech.
That's why you hired me.
Yeah, good PR guy right there.
To be a monkey and BPR.
Jesus.
All right.
All right. Anyone else? So we start looking at the end of this. Anyone else? So
Vaughn
one thing
wanted
I
to
would
speak.
highly.
Yeah, Vaughn had his hands up.
You got Vaughn.
Vaughn. Sorry, he's banning someone right now.
You muted your shit because you were
Yo,
so
Vaughn.
frustrated. You didn't want to say
Oh,
anything.
crap.
Vaughn, get out of logs, buddy. There you go.
All right. Hello. I want to say real quick, I know when I first joined, I was a dispatcher, and I can say kind of where I've seen us, come. We came a long way, as a. We came a long way.
It's all right. I got her.
I will say that even though we do have our ups and downs a lot, we as a company, we've came a long way. I think we need to be more connected as precincts. I'm specific to that when it comes to like divisions and stuff. Feeling, your purpose. If you're certified in something, feeling that. Lately between, shift 2 and shift 1, shift 3, it's okay. But shift 2 and shift 1, we're struggling. We don't have anybody clocked in. I know sometimes it's hard because, schedules are different, but we're struggling. If you're around whatever it is that's causing you problems, please let somebody from your precinct that's in command know so we can address it. But please do not clock out just because something isn't being addressed. Drama's gonna happen. We just got to deal with it in a certain way. The tactical channel yesterday, I pulled a power cord myself that I had to pull back on. and I had to apologize for that. But we got to improve on TAC 1. I've been preaching this from January. Like, literally, we got to communicate better. And TAC 1 is horrible right now. If I don't address it here, it's never going to be addressed. It's horrible. So if I'm going to continue serving in what I'm doing, although I don't have dispatchers, but improving PD's communications, I need you guys to hear my heart. It's a radio. It's not what Putz talked about earlier that will never come back. It's not a phone call. It's not nothing. It's a radio. Communicate, guys.
It's a push to talk, not a push to think.
yeah, that. Please use that as communication.
Deep.
Because we are growing. I mean, you're seeing 40 now, but you're going to see 60, 70, 80. I mean, the city is growing. So as we grow, this radio is going to grow. It's going to be a lot more. And we have to find some way to control it. If we're having conversations on it that are not tactical, call them on the phone. Go to another TAC, but keep it off TAC 1. It is a broadcast channel. It is the main channel. And lastly, air unit program. I just want to comment on this because Casey's not here. We need pilots. Again, we are lacking in shift 1 and shift 2. I or Casey cannot fly that black chopper around every single shift. We got a lot of other things we got to do, if I want to be honest. Get certified, go down to Pegasus, do your practice, and get certified and start flying Air 1. We need pilots. I can't stress on it. If I got to change times again, let me know. We need you. And that's it. I'm done.
Vaughn, that was better than a goddamn Obama speech, okay?
I kept
Change.org, everybody. Change.org.
Hey, Putz.
I actually
We got
wanna
that,
add
and
on
so
to the
did your neighbors,
dispatcher.
loud and clear.
I actually want to add on to the dispatcher thing, Vaughn.
What the fuck?
The fuck?
Vaughn did actually have a dispatcher, but he left because of somebody in PD when he tried to come in and help out with the TAC channels, telling him to shut up because he doesn't actually do anything. And I'm like, if we're actually
that
going
PD
to
needs
start
to be
having,
fired.
yeah, I'm
Sorry.
like, if that is, if we're going to have new programs come in and trial and try to get off the ground, and then that's the attitude that we're going to have is from people saying, shut up, you're not real, you don't actually do anything. That's just toxic. That's just not on.
So I'll put this on the table so everybody knows since you're here. Dispatcher's probably coming anytime soon, at least while I'm in my position. It's probably not going to happen. The reason why is because of that. We've tried it. Corruption has came from it. People have quit from it. People have got poached from it. That's just the reality of it all. So in order for us to do the whole dispatch thing, it's going to take a lot of framework, if you get what I'm saying, and a separate clock in. And once we get to that point, if we get there, then yeah, we can do it. But right now, PD's at a point where Echo units, you guys are, when I was promoted to Echo, I was told you echo over the radio. You guys are Echo units. Step up to the plate and be an Echo unit, especially over the radio.
Vaughn,
that's where your power is
every
at.
time you fucking talk, I'm ready to storm a goddamn beach, okay?
Okay.
In other words,
good girl. Yeah.
That was hot.
I'm actually wet.
I know.
We're always wet.
All right, next.
I think that's a good note to end the meeting on, honestly.
Yeah.
A wet note? Yeah, that's good.
Everyone is looking at Twitter right fast because I think we did a good job.
I hate you, Troop. I fucking hate you.
I wasn't there yesterday, though.
Say we bring back retweet. Everyone needs to
This is
understand.
everybody.
Please.
This is everybody.
We need a retweet
God.
back.
Oh god.
What we doing here? Oh, you motherfuckers! Y'all like it,
Twitter's
Twitter,
gonna
bro?
break.
You like it, motherfucker? Stop it!
Twitter's gonna break.
Stop it!
Oh, okay, my
Stop
Twitter
it.
broke. Okay.
Oh.
You fucked up.
Bro, that's my phone.
Grubsekis.
I can't. There's too many notifications.
Bro,
You have your notifications
Stop it.
on?
Who just tweeted that?
Retweet.
Everyone retweet that. Sam's
Retweet.
T1. Good tweet. Good tweet, Spurs. Good tweet.
Retweet everybody at Zeke Spruce.
Let-
We gotta
hey,
get
let's-
his girlfriend, by the way.
Yeah, let your friends, your
No.
sisters, your cousins, all
No.
them know that Spruce is open for season, okay?
Doing
See
all
his
that
billboard in
movement back
Legion?
there.
It's fucking great.
Terrible.
It's fucking great.
It's terrible.
All right, there's only one way to end this goddamn meeting for sure. Okay.
No, it's better not, bro. No, we said we're doing better. I just
Oh
punched
yeah,
the
we're
woman
doing
by
better.
mistake.
Fuck. Yeah, you're doing better. All right. Fucking
Yeah.
woman beater.
Don't take it HR, please.
You monkey.
Roman, I gotta
Good
talk to
girl.
you.
Hey,
Roman.
don't use my word.
Talking keys.
Yeah, I was gonna just throw gas. Good girl.
Vaughn.
Lola, shut up!
Good girl. Good girl.
This is what I mean. SBS, 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 SBS.
You're a hockey man, by the way.
Where's
Dominguez?
Dominguez?
SBS ever.
Fuck you, Dominguez.
Hey, Dominguez.
Yeah.
I was trying to send you a picture the whole time, man.
What picture?
I don't know your number.
Crybaby bitch.
Oh, get off my dick. Like, Jesus.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
What's your number?
I am. What are you talking about? I
Hey.
didn't mean to take off my pants. I didn't mean to do that.
Are you?
You see your corporal taking
You got fired or demoted?
Oh my god.
But I mean,
What's up?
Bro.
Hey man, you should come over to
I
SAST.
gotta go. Hyper X.
Take off my pants later.
Mama huevo, mama huevo, mama huevo.
Hold on a second.
Bro, I'm fucking. But I was you that was sending me this, bro. You sent me that.
Ekis.
Mama huevo, mama huevo,
Is that a bad
mama.
idea?
Yeah, Mr. Soprano, what's with the group Ekis escort going on?
Group
What's going
Secus.
on?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Group
Say it one more time.
Are we good to
Say
go?
it right here into my
Secus.
chest.
That's good.
And I hate you, by the way.
Group Secus.
Group Ekis.
Horny, lonely, and looking for a dommy mommy. I'm so proud of you, Spruce. This looks good,
No, I
man.
love the haircut.
You are.
That's toxic.
Somebody call me.
What the fuck is the other guy?
Somebody call for my services.
Yeah,
Gomez,
what-
be a
what are your
captain for
services?
once, bro. Do your
Dummy
work.
mommy.
BJ, we gotta go.
Oh.
Why would you ask that to me?
Okay,
Yo,
are we-
JP. Look at
Where my head
JP
of
right
Cheetos
now.
at?
Yeah,
Any of
where
you
the
guys?
fuck is John?
Who the hell?
Who the hell are you?
Ankar.
What's up?
I got to do it. I have to.
FTO.
I have to do it.
Sending it right now.
Going back up? Why is everyone going back up? Are we going back up?
Somebody give me 100K.
What the fuck?
The fuck? What was that?
How the fuck did he go flying?
Mama huevo. Yo, I'm dead.
Mama
bro.
huevo, mama huevo.
Yo, Banks, come here.
Cara de pinga.
What?
Hold on, I'll be
I'm
back.
gonna give you. Yo, what's up, JP?
What's up?
Jason Young. Keep it.
Marco vibes.
Why are you cleaning his head?
Cause you're wearing your hat.
He's coming. Yo, did you hear Dean's coming to SAST?
That's crazy.
And Benny? That's crazy.
Damn, they're joining the bandwagon.
Tango, here I come, bro. Fuck the bullshit.
You want to take a shit?
Can I be a rookie?
Mama huevo, mama huevo, mama.
Be a rookie trooper.
Yo, Dean, why didn't you
Bunyan
speak up
radio?
at the meeting, bro?
What happened?
Why didn't you say nothing at the meeting, bro? No, you didn't. Bro. Like, you were supposed to say something, but you didn't, bro. That's why we had that last meeting, bro. I'm just saying, bro. I told you not to hold back, and you're over here being a bitch.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding, dude.
Hands up,
Relax,
Jack
relax,
12.
relax.
I was about to say, somebody at PK calling me a bitch. Hold on.
Bro, it's for breast cancer awareness. Relax.
What you talking about, bro?
Damn.
Yeah,
Now you feel like an
fucking
asshole.
scumbag.
Yeah, it's October.
Yes,
You feel
bitch,
like
it's
an asshole?
October.
Now you feel like an ass.
Why do you
Jeff,
think I called you a ball fuck yesterday, bro? Nima told you didn't even realize what it was for, dickhead.
Come on.
I didn't even know it was October. Bro, what?
Oh, who? I'm gonna kill somebody. I'm gonna kill him.
Dean, you still want to talk?
Yeah, we'll talk in a little bit.
Alright, I got a 42. I'll wait on you.
Burrows will be here in
Give
a
me my
little bit,
fucking
and then we'll
SMG,
talk.
bitch.
So just, are you in 41 later on?
I can wait for him.
Oh,
Okay.
We can meet.
For sure.
We can probably meet him.
Tired of you
I'll call him
motherfuckers
really
taking
quick.
my SMG.
See you later. Girl, you good?